Hello and welcome to Scratch Golf Academy. My name is Anthony Vessecchia. I'm a Titleist Performance Institute certified golf fitness instructor. Today I want to talk to you about lower back pain. Many times in golf, when I've worked with golfers, I've seen them get to the top of their backswing and they feel some pain here in their lower back. So today we're going to address some things that can help with that. Before we begin, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and we'll keep giving you more content. So what I just spoke about was feeling back pain during the golf swing. A lot of times when they get to the top of their backswing, because a golfer isn't able to internally rotate enough in their hips. A lot of times this is caused by weakness in the gluteus medius. That helps with internal and external of the femur, or just your hip joint itself. So I'm going to give you a quick test to see if you have enough internal rotation. You can sit on a chair or anything like that where you can get your feet off the ground. And I want to see if you can internally rotate. So you're going to spread your feet out and see if you can get it to the point where you have a 90-degree angle there. You can sit in front of a mirror and look at it there, but you want to rotate outward and see if you can get to a 45-degree angle. You're going to feel that fire up here, tensor fasciae lata, and you're going to feel it in your glute med as you try to rotate out. So we're going to work on some drills today that will fire up those muscles, bring more awareness, and then we're going to go to that golf swing again and see how it feels. So our two retests at the end of this are going to be to see if you can get further in this position, and then also to see how you feel when you get to the top of your backswing, if you feel a little less strain on your back. Because usually if your glutes or your hips aren't rotating properly, your back is going to have to overwork to get you to the positions that you want to be in at the top of your backswing. So let's get into it. The first exercise that we're going to do, you can hold a club. I would turn around and hold this really for this drill normally. This is called a hip hike. If you watch, I'm going to keep my knee nice and straight and I'm going to drop my hip or drop my foot on the other side. So this hip will raise, and then I'm going to raise the other hip. So what I'm working here is my gluteus medius here, up and down. And the gluteus medius also helps with leveling the hip. So it keeps your hips nice and level. And your quadratus in your back will also help with that. There's more muscles to it than just those two, but they usually kind of work in unison. As the quadratus on the right engages, the glute med on the left will engage at the same time to help keep the hips stable and level. All right, so those are hip hikes. You're going to do 10 of those on each side. You'll switch and you'll do 10 on the other. After you finish that, we're going to do a assisted airplane. I've done some airplanes in the past. I've done them unassisted. So for this one, we're going to do an assisted airplane. I'm going to go ahead and put my hands. You can put them on a wall or a chair you can have set up behind you. And you're just going to be in this position, leg out, and we're going to rotate our hip high and then back down. So that's an assisted airplane. And what we're working again here is we're working on that gluteus medius. Obviously, you're going to have some glute max engage on this, but you'll do 10 of these on one side, switch, and we'll do 10 on the other. Obviously, you're going to spend a little bit more time when you've done that test and you've looked in the mirror and you've done the test to see how far your legs would go. If one isn't going as far as the other, you're going to spend more time on that leg and really working on these drills. Then for the next one, we're going to do banded bridges. Okay, for the next one, we're going to do banded bridges. So you'll take a band like this. People call them booty bands. You'll lie on the floor and you'll put this just above your knees. You'll lie in this position here, and I want you to just force your knees outward 10 times. Then you'll rest, and then you'll do 10 more. So that is a banded bridge. So I want you to stay in that bridge position so our glutes are nice and engaged the entire time, and we're going to keep working our knees outward in this direction. Okay, so do 2 sets of those. Now, once you finish that, we're going to go into clamshells for internal and external rotation. So we're going to do a regular clamshell and then a reverse clamshell. So you're going to lie on your side. You're not going to allow your hip to drive backwards. If you do that, you're just kind of using your whole body to lift your leg. I want you to try to keep your hips, your right hip and your left hip. Well, I want your right hip right on top of your left if you're on your left side. We're going to raise our knee up 10 times. So this is a clamshell. After you've done 10 of those, then we're going to do a reverse clamshell. And you'll do 10 of those. Then you'll flip over on the other side and do the same on the other. Then you'll stand up for your final one, and we are going to do stability rotation. So this is kind of like the airplane, but I want you to just work on rotating and balancing and try to really rotate. If you have to keep tapping your foot down, that's fine too. And we're gonna do stability rotation. So now we're adding some stability into when we were doing all this mobility. All right, and then you'll switch and you'll do 10 rotations on the other side. Once you finish those, we're gonna sit back down, retest. I didn't make this high enough. And we're going to see if you get a little bit further while you're looking in the mirror, see if you can get back out to that 90 degrees or further. And then final test, grab that golf club, go to the top, and see if you feel a lot less stress in your lower back and you can feel more of that rotation coming from the hips. Those drills will definitely help with the internal rotation of the hip. They'll help fire up the gluteus medius, and they'll help your hips do more of the work so that your back can actually move free. All right, thank you, and please like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and we will keep giving you more content.